Hey, we've got... It's been a while. Come on, Dominic. All right. Gigging at the weekends?
I was gigging last night. I did a gig in Oxfordshire very late, so forgive me if I look a bit jaded.
I can't actually see you, right? This is also, I think, the first time I have seen you face-to-face since we heard that your son Tom has made the leap from Billy Elliot to Spider-Man.
Yes. Yeah, he has, yeah. So,
How many films are you going to do?
Enough about Tom.
you wrote a book, didn't you, about a piece about being eclipsed by...
Well, I finished the blog when Tom did his first, big Hollywood film, and we ended it in Los Angeles. And I said then I'd stop, because I don't want to chronicle our lives forever. But now Tom is Spider-Man. People ask me all the time, how did he become Spider-Man? I just say, buy the book. Because, the book is a very irreverent look at my career and a very affectionate look at his. And it's very beguiling because it was a fluke. It was no drama school, there were no drama lessons. Nothing happened to Tom for Nikki and I for it to happen. And so my story was really a kind of beguiled dad and very proud but very bemused at how we've crossed in the night. And I'm very happy for him.
I don't blame you. How many films did he do? I've read 4. Is it 4 Spider-Man
No, he's done 8. He's done 8 films, but...
how many Spider ones are there?
I think there's... it's all depending on how well they go. If they go well, then I think he's in good shape. All that. I don't need to be here anymore, Matthew. So you need to be very nice to me. How long's the show today?
How long you want it to be, Dominic? How long you want it to be? Now then, our special guest this morning, again, a lovely treat to have her back. It's Labour MP Dawn Butler. Dawn's is quite a story too. First elected to Parliament just over 10 years ago as MP for Brent South. She served for P. and Gordon Brown as Minister for Youth until her seat was abolished in 2010 due to boundary changes. Then, after 5 years away from Westminster, working as a magistrate for some of the time, Dawn challenged Lib Dem Sarah Tether in the newly created Brent Central, won it for Labour on May the 7th, and it has to be said, in some style, with a majority of more than 19,000.
Oh, I know. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, dear. So, what do you make... I mean, there's an extraordinary story last week of a think tank calling for the abolition of safe seats. And I could get where they're coming from. They're saying that if you live in a safe seat where someone like you has a 19,000 majority, what's the point of voting in an election if you're a Tory or, I was going to say, a Lib Demmer?
Yeah,
so, I mean, it would make elections more interesting if every seat was on a knife edge.
Yeah, but it's not really honest and true, is it? Because at the end of the day, my seat wasn't a safe seat. It was a marginal seat, and we had to win it from the Lib Dems. Won it, as you say, with, almost 20,000 majority, which I don't like to mention often.
So how many was it?
19,649, but,
You did extraordinarily well. And to be fair, I think one of the lesser stories in the election is Labour did very, very well here in the capital, in London, ironically, where the bedroom tax would have kicked in strength, which suggests that London was up for some of those policies. So you did really well. How come Ed Miliband as leader didn't get the party there?
I know.
What did go wrong for you nationally?
I know. I mean, there was loads of issues. There were loads of issues. But can I just say on the boundary change things, we lost a load of votes. Yeah. This individual registration is absolutely critical to taking people off of the voter register. So really, if the government wanted to increase voter participation, you wouldn't make it harder for people to register to vote. Yeah, so it's absolutely crazy. And also, why not give 16, 17-year-olds the vote if you want to increase voter participation? They're not doing that, but they want to change the boundaries again. It's great.
OK, so where did it go wrong for Ed? How come you were with a massive majority and Labour lost the election?
This is only a 2.5-hour show.
Yeah, we was having some of this discussion in the Green Room. I mean, it's true, we didn't run a brilliant campaign. I think a lot of that is to do with who we were as a Labour Party. So
not the leader?
And the leader, I mean, unfortunately, people started to like Ed at the end of the campaign. It was too late for him to sort of take off. He was kind of on the runway, chuckling along. It was too late. I think if Ed was himself from the beginning, we probably would have heard a bit more of him. Maybe. At one stage, they took him away from the cameras. You never saw him. And so it was absolutely... I think that was suicidal for the campaign. So,
well, this is going to lead us into, of course, the current Labour leadership election, which I've been fairly damning about, simply because we don't know how many Tory ringers there are. We've had veteran Labour supporters like Mark Steele being kicked out as voters. There's a suspicion that you've got trade unionists that are deliberately distorting. There's talk of tens of thousands of wrong-uns involved in the election. How can that be fair on whoever wins?
I know. Well, actually, I tried to test the system. I text as well to pay £3 to see if I could get 2 votes, to be honest. Because, you just think, hang on, this isn't right. So there is an issue, of course, but there was always going to be an issue. For somebody to think that it was never going to be an issue to allow people to sign up for £3.
Well, I was going to say, but that was the mistake, wasn't it? Inviting people to vote for £3.
Why was it allowed? And what's Ed Miliband said since? Because that's his legacy, isn't it now?
I know, but the one member, one vote was a good thing. Yeah. I think that was an excellent move forward in terms of democracy and making sure that everyone gets a fair say. So one member, one vote, I think that was a good thing. Allowing people to join for £3 just to vote, that was where the problem came in. I don't know who came up with it. That wasn't my idea. At the time, I said, I think
that's glaringly apparent. How was it not foreseen that could be an issue?
Because they thought it was a good idea, like open primaries, like they have in America. So they thought, we'll have like an open primary, and the £3 is like the admin charge. So they thought, this will be a good idea. More people get involved. I mean, the good thing is, more people have got involved in the debate.
Tories.
600,000. Okay. So it kind of has worked.
Well,
maybe not the way they
kind of. And then your own interest, because you've been instrumental in one sense in Jeremy Corbyn's standing, even though you are pro Andy Burnham, if I got that right.
Yeah.
So how do we square that? How come? Why did you want Jeremy Corbyn in the race?
Because the MPs are the gatekeepers, so we're the ones that say these are who you can select from as the overall membership. So we could have just said, OK, we'll just have a debate with just Andy, who I'm supporting, or Yvette Cooper. But you wouldn't have been talking about it. We wouldn't have been talking about it on your show this morning if there was just a debate with 2 people. And I thought it was important that Jeremy joined the debate because of his views that people we haven't heard for maybe a while. Some people a long while.
Younger voters, the first time.
The first time. And look how it's excited them. Look how it's infused them. And that's what I love about having him in.
So you wanted Corbyn in, but you would never have thought in a million years, would you, that he would be the
that's the great thing about democracy. It doesn't always go to plan, right?
Okay, so no regrets?
No, I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. Because I think...
You could serve under him if he is to lead the party?
Of course. The party's bigger than one person. The party isn't just one person. The party is Team Labour. So, at the end of it, we come out of this a stronger party, and that's what's important. So all of those people that are saying, it's the end of the Labour Party and all this, really, they just need to get a grip, because at the end of the day... Oh, thank you very much. Because
you're not worried there, because Corbyn was put into the election for a debate, and Corbyn would have not been expecting to win at all, as all of the Labour MPs didn't expect him to win. He is going to win, and so are you not worried that here's a man who's going to have to be incredibly scrutinised? He's going to be doing PMQs. He's going to have to be really on a huge pedestal to step up to. Are you not worried that he's going to be found wanting? Well, he's not the polished politician that other people are.
The thing is, you can't judge an election until the results come through. So you can't judge an election. Yeah. He may well win. And if he wins, he will be put under scrutiny. And I'm sure it'll be a shock to the system as somebody who's...
It's going to be a tough gig.
It will be a tough gig.
It's a tough gig whoever gets it.
Yeah, but there are seasoned perforers who have been there before already.
He's been in Parliament for longer than most.
Yeah, but, he's never been on the right stuff.
No, but the invitation is there, Jeremy. The invitation is there. I think you'll like it, too. I think you'll like it. Something from you, Louise?
I was going to say, are you still all for all women shortlists?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the interesting thing about all women shortlists was that it increased the representation of women in Parliament, but it also made a lot of blokes go, so women can do it then. They can be parliamentarians. All right, they know they are capable. And I always say that, when we've really reached equality, when we have as many crap women in Parliament as we have crap men. Then we've reached equality.
Where are you? Brent Central? I've got to move, man.
Yeah, come to Brent Central.
I've got to move. Now, there was a marvellous moment I'll never forget it as long as I live, because I saw it live, when you met Kay Burley. Let's have a look at it, and then we'll talk about it. We've got the moment. Have a look at this.
You'd like him to win?
I don't think that Jeremy will win. I nominated Jeremy.
That wasn't my question, with respect.
Yes, but I'm answering.
No, you're not.
So
My
what
question is, my question is, do you want him to win?
Yeah, well, and I'm going to answer you, Kay. Just calm down.
Do you want him to win?
I'd like Andy Burnham to win.
What's the point of putting somebody on the ballot paper if you don't want them to win?
Oh, should I repeat myself? OK. So what I'm saying is that it was our responsibility as MPs to make sure that we had as many people as possible. You say that politicians don't answer the question. I've answered it 3 times, and then you're asking me the same question again.
You said...
What's wrong with you?
Now, I'm gonna put it to you that Kay Burley has copped a lot of flack over the election campaign for doing exactly the same thing that male reporters have been doing for the last 30 or 40 years. Jeremy Paxman made £1 million a year at the BBC with exactly the same technique. How come when Kay Burley does it, it becomes, she becomes a sort of laughing stock? When Jeremy Paxman does it, he's a sort of, he's a hero.
Because I haven't taken on Jeremy Paxman.
Oh, you're on fire! You're on fire!
She was irritating, though.
One last thing, because I know you're quite keen on salsa dancing. Are you going to do Carnival later or not?
I thought about it.
Have you looked at
but
the
I don't
weather?
like getting wet. I don't like
Funny
getting
enough,
wet.
my neighbours do one of the salsa floats.
Oh, really?
And
Cool.
I'm gutted for them because the forecast is pretty grim.
No, it's really bad. But, I mean, the personality of Carnival also comes out in the rain. People kind of get together, they share umbrellas.
I went through yesterday, just the smells of Carnival. You could some beautiful food up there.
It is good.
Listen, great to have you with us this morning. Congrats once again on your win. Here's what you can expect from your Right Stuff this bank holiday. We're kicking off by asking if Chrissie Hynde is wrong to blame herself for a sex assault she suffered 40 years ago. The Pretender star told a Sunday paper, if I'm being leery, putting it about and being provocative, then you are enticing someone who's already unhinged. Don't do that. Now, anti-rape campaigners say that victims should never feel responsible or blame themselves if they are attacked. So I just wondered who's right. So we'll kick off by taking plenty of your calls on that before it's over to Dawn for the rest of the headlines. Then I'd like to know how you feel about spy cams in the workplace, whether it be care homes, hospitals, schools, offices and so on. Those who get spied on say it can undermine confidence in their professionalism. They feel they're all branded potential criminals. Those who do the spying say it can be reassuring to know their relatives or kids are safe. We are the most watched nation on earth, so if we're watched on the streets, can we complain if we're watched at work? Then I want to hear your thoughts on this box of incense that the makers, Lush, say was inspired by the London 2012 riots. Now, aside from the fact the riots happened in 2011, critics claim this incense is offensive because 5 people died during the Troubles. Is it? Then it's going to be a very sad goodbye to Dawn and a warm hello to Rav Wilding. The former cop's going to be here to talk rugby. We're going to have a crack, Dominic, you're going to like this, at making homemade lava lamps.
I'm on it.
Before throwing open the phone lines once again to hear first if the police should use psychics to crack high-profile missing persons cases. The top brass is consulting on this right now, and they reckon that cops should turn to psychics and mediums when all other avenues have been exhausted. Are they right? I mean, as far as I know, no one